All right. All right. Maybe we're back. I don't know. I don't know. I apologize. The internet crashed. It had happened earlier in the day, this morning. It went down, but then it stabilized for a couple of hours. And then I think early in our stream, I had a little internet issue, and then it just went completely batshit. Sorry. So I apologize. I had to, unplug, reboot, everything, blah blah blah. The internet finally came back, and so now here we are. Huzzah! Here's the problem, though. I don't know where I was when we got interrupted. I know when I noticed. Had I started talking about the Gavin Newsom situation? Had I started talking? Did I get it? Did you guys get to hear my whole rant about how I believe that Steve Bannon is in fact just sloppy Elton John? That he kind of looks like if Elton John just gave up on everything, it'd be Steve Bannon. I don't know. I don't know if any of that stuff got hurt. Oh, fuck. Mike is coming through the laptop. All right, I'll fix that. Yeah, I know how to fix that now. Son of a bitch. Mother fudger. Okay, hold on. We'll get you there. Check. All right, there you go. Jeff, is that better? Executive producer Jeff, well, let me know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jeff, is that better? I will now wait for Jeff to respond. Had to reboot everything. So that was good. That was a good catch, Jeff. All right, thank you. CC says, there we go. Now the microphone's working. I didn't even start the Bannon thing, Peter. I didn't even start. I was just riffing on how I think that he looks incredibly similar to Elton John when Elton John is in his worst moments. It's just a thing, just an observation. So what I was talking about was how Gavin Newsom sort of had to cede his rank within the Democratic Party list of future stars. He had to cede his position to Kamala Harris, who kind of came out of nowhere and she got her ass kicked. So now she's gone. She's been marginalized. So he's back. And make no mistake, Gavin Newsom certainly is running for president in 2025. He's going to play coy for, the next few months, but he's absolutely running for president. So now he's also a very smart guy. I know. Fox News and all that stuff. Gavin Newsom's a fucking idiot, right? Is that what you think? No. But go ahead. Underestimate him. He is an arch political supervillain of the highest fucking order. Don't underestimate Gavin Newsom. I promise you nobody else does. Nobody who is fucking, going to face off against this good-looking, charismatic son of a bitch. Everybody's wife is going to vote for him. Everybody's wife. They're all going to be like, he's so hot. He's going to get the hot vote. Hot people are going to vote for him. It doesn't matter. If guys who are like handsome MAGA guys now, they're going to vote for Newsom. Because let me tell you, hot people stick together. They're going to vote for him. He's hot. But how's he going to win? Here's how he's going to win. He's got to be that charismatic son of a bitch that people fucking like in front of people that he would never otherwise have access to. I mean, this is how it's been. Libs, Democrats, they don't go on those shows. They don't speak with those people. Bill Maher famously years ago talked about the conservative Republican bubble, which was a very real thing, and it still does exist. It's just different now. He talked about it being an exclusive thing to the Republicans. Bill Maher was wrong. The Democratic echo chamber, the liberal West Coast fueled echo chamber is a bubble. And so, you never had a Gavin Newsom talking to somebody who is the exact opposite of him. So anyway, Gavin Newsom, as a part of his Reach Across the Aisle tour, he's got to expose himself to people who would never vote for him. He's got to do it. Why? Because he's fucking confident he can win them over. You know why? Because he's a smart, hot guy. And it's worked for him his entire life. So Gavin Newsom's going to start doing these interviews with, some of the people they would have never have sat down with. I talked about, he sat down with Charlie Kirk. They were very friendly to each other. And then yesterday he sat down with Steve Bannon. And he and Steve Bannon were downright chummy, right? Now, I don't know what you know about Steve Bannon. I don't know a whole lot about him other than he's like far-right crazy, drank the Kool-Aid. I'm not even MAGA, just like his own thing, America money, white people. I don't know. He's just that guy. He's a very successful guy too. Military guy, Wall Street dude. He's a successful guy. But he very much thinks what he thinks, and it ain't anything like what Gavin Newsom thinks. So it's kind of interesting that these two would sit down and have a conversation. And that's what they did. So let's play a little bit of this. Let's watch. This is what has attracted the most scorn and outrage. Oh, the liberals. How dare he provide a platform to a monster of the scale of Steve Bannon? How dare he? How dare he? Are you fucking delusional? Steve Bannon's home platform that he does shit on every day is like 10 times bigger than Gavin's new podcast. So shut the fuck up. Giving a platform to someone would shut up. He's trying to get an audience, man. He's trying to break through to the people who, find Steve Bannon appealing. He's trying to break through. He's trying to get people to like him. Why? Because, again, he's a handsome, smart son of a bitch, and that's always worked for him throughout his life. When he was 15 fucking years old and he's getting in trouble by the female school principal, all he's got to do is smile and flirt, and, suddenly he's not in trouble. He's Gavin fucking Newsom. So, yeah, he's going to razzle-dazzle the Bannon crowd, and he's going to... So, anyway, they're taking a lot of shit for it. He's taking a lot of shit. How dare he do this and all this stuff? And I say you go, you handsome con man. I don't know if he's a con man. I just know what he's doing. I know what he's doing, and it's smart. It's smart. You know who else is doing it? Fetterman. Fetterman is doing it. Fetterman is like, hang on. Fetterman went down to Mar-a-Lago, and people were like, "Oh, the shame. He has sold us out." No, he isn't. He's actually just operating in the real world under the reality of the situation. You got to deal with this fucking guy. He seems pretty easy to manipulate. Let's go down to Mar-a-Lago and see if I can get on his good side to maybe get some shit for the people of Pennsylvania that we otherwise wouldn't have gotten if he thought I was some guy who hated him. Because that's who this man is. You got to fucking make him feel good about himself. He ain't liberal. He ain't conservative. He ain't nothing. He's who's nice to me today. So you got all these people, all these smart Democrats. I don't know if any of them are ultimately electable, but you got all these smart Democrats who are going out and they're like, you know what? We got to stop treating these people like they're the fucking scum of the earth. And we got to actually start considering that they're our neighbors, they're our family members, they're people we're married to, they're our children. We have to be able to talk to each other. Whatever this shit has been, and I would say it started in 2016, but let's not lie to ourselves. It started like in 2008. It really started around the time that Obama got elected. That's when the device, people, he's the first transracial president. No, he's not. The fucking world got way more tribal after he became president. What white people in America, after a black man was elected, didn't go, huzzah, we're so happy. I mean, some did. Some didn't give a fuck. Like me. Good. Is he capable? He seems nice. He looks good in a suit. But the idea that because Obama was elected that, the white racist uncle was going to say, I've been wrong. He's a good man. It's not what happened. The direct opposite happened. Those fucking people doubled down. He ain't American. He was educated in a madrasa. I mean, it went nuts. That's when it started. So let's stop pitting this exclusively on a reaction to Trump or directly Trump's rhetoric in 2016. All this started 2008. You want to get more specific, I could point to the Tea Party. Okay, that's where this whole nonsense really started. So let's stop it. All right? Let's fucking stop with, you know why it's so easy for people like Steve Bannon and people on the right to say those ridiculously hurtful, over-the-top shit about people on the left? You know why it's so easy? Because it's anonymous. because these people aren't sitting there. It's easy for fucking Charlie Kirk to say that Michelle Obama is a gorilla with a penis. He can't fucking say that when Michelle Obama is sitting there going, let's talk about this. Because that's not really how humans work. Humans are emboldened by the anonymity or distance between them and their victim. We love that. So Gavin Newsom is like, all right, Steve Bannon has said some fucking awful shit about me. I've probably said some awful shit about him. Let's sit down and see what a conversation is like between two people of polar opposite points of view when you're face to face. A lot of people have, anonymous muscles. I'm going to say whatever I want to anybody. I say shit on Twitter to Elon Musk that if Elon Musk was sitting in front of me, I would never say, because you can't be that disrespectful in real life. You have to be diplomatic. So Gavin Newsom is taking a lot of shit for doing this. Let's watch a little of this. This is kind of funny, and this is probably the worst example because they really were slurping each other. All right, so here's Gavin Newsom and Steve Bannon. Again, he's got to introduce himself to these people. He's got to cross over. Look at this is what Steve Bannon here. Hold on. Steve Bannon looks good. He doesn't look like sloppy Elton John here. All right, here we go. All right, so this is everybody. All the liberals got a problem with this.
Bright future.
Hey, Steve, I really enjoy this conversation. I think it's incredibly valuable, and I appreciate the spirit to which we were able to engage, and I hope we can continue the conversation, and I hope we get out of this week without any further disruptions. It's been a hell of a beginning of administration, and I appreciate your advocacy. I also appreciate that you call balls and strikes as it relates to what you're seeing with the administration.
I also think that for your audience, there's a saying that there are decades in which nothing happens and there are weeks in which decades happen. We're living in that time right now. So whatever happens this week, next week, it's going to be quite intense. We have an economy to turn around geostrategically. The beginning of the kinetic part of the Third World War has got to be stopped. So we're living history every day. And I'm just honored you had me on here, and we were able to conduct this in some level of decency.
I appreciate it, Steve. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Governor. Appreciate you.
If you have a problem with that, if you're one of these people who are like, how dare Gavin Newsom? If you're one of these people, you're the problem, man. You're the problem. I always talk about the 70% of us here on this that I want listening to this show. Not 15% crazy on the right, not the 15% crazy on the left, but 70% of us who are normal, who can do business together. Those are two people doing business together. Those are two people having a conversation. Now, there are ulterior motives, make no mistake. Both of those guys are just cunning, just brilliant when it comes to that kind of stuff. But so there are ulterior motives. But the end result is two polar opposites who are typically shit-talking, maybe in a Twitter thread, anonymously, and emboldenedly. They're sitting there, and I know they're not in the same room, but they are looking at each other on a camera. They're seeing, they are directly speaking. It's a different thing. And if you got a problem with that, you're the problem, okay? Because that's incredible. That's good. That's what we need more of. We need less fucking libtard, fucking MAGA fascist. We need less of that and more of those. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was an honor to be here. Thank you, Governor. It's great that we can sit and have this conversation with civility. That's all good, okay? So, again, if you're one of these people who saw that and they're like, Gavin Newsom has betrayed us, you're part of the problem. Or, and these are the people who are getting retweeted. These are the people who are the most outraged. So you're either a part of the problem or you're in the business of maintaining the problem. You're one of these democratic liberal Twitter stars, with your million, and you get everything, that the libs do. You're in the business of monetizing divisiveness. And I know there's people on the right too. There's a whole bunch of them on the right, but we're not talking about them because we're specifically talking about the people who are coming after Gavin Newsom. Okay. So the people who are coming after Gavin Newsom for sitting down and having a civil conversation with a monster like Steve Bannon. And I think he's a monster. Love to talk to him though. So the people who are coming after Gavin Newsom, okay, this is the liberal influencer crowd. Those people don't want us all to get along. Those people have found a way to make a whole bunch of money by stoking the fires of division. So, screw them. And then just if you're a regular person with 60 followers who are out there like, fuck Gavin Newsom, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Got to be able to talk. If we can't talk, I'll tell you what comes next. If this doesn't work, if there aren't more and more instances of people coming across and talking civilly in this way, if we don't see more of this, then it is just all-out war. Then it will boil down into violence. Violence always follows failed diplomacy. So after the last, 2008, how many years is that? I'm not so smart with numbers. So since then, we have been gleefully assigned to our tribes, and we've been fucking hating on everybody else. Maybe the pendulum is swimming back. Now, not maybe, because the social pendulum always swings back. It always goes back and forth. So, I don't know. I thought that was a great example of that. And I applaud Gavin Newsom, the handsome jerk off. I applaud him. I applaud him for this. I have not listened to either of those, neither the Charlie Kirk or the Steve Bannon, but I look forward to it. I will absolutely listen to him. So, how dare he platform Bannon? Bitch, you got a 2-week-old podcast with like 50,000 people. Bannon's got like one of the world's largest right-wing networks. He doesn't need your fucking podcast. How dare they give him the platform? I don't know, it was good. It was interesting. At least the stuff that I heard. But don't stop it. Stop being a dick. Stop being a fucking dick about people trying to get along, all right? That should be applauded at every turn. All right, here we go. What else do we got? All right, here we go. This one. I got a couple takes on this. I think I was talking with Jeffy yesterday after the show about this. I was here at the studio late, and I was considering that maybe I was going to stick around because SpaceX. I gave you the story yesterday about we sent the SpaceX Sphere-X, which is a space telescope that's going to allow us to see further into space than we ever have. 2 nights ago, we launched that. 2 nights ago, we shot the Sphere-X up, and it launched, and I watched it on TV live. It was incredibly cool because, I'm a big space nerd. That was cool. We needed that. We needed to be able to see that go off without a hitch, like it's something we do all the time. And that's what we saw with the launch of the SpaceX Sphere-X. The day before, we had another one of them rockets go blowed up. We had the Falcon Heavy booster, the one that we need to really take us to where we need to go. That we need to fix that fucking rocket. We need that rocket. And blowed up real good for like the second time in a row, which is a big setback. It's a big setback because it suggests that they don't really have any clue why it's blowing up. They thought they did after the first time. They're like, yeah, that'll fix it. We're good now. And then, no, they weren't good. So that's bad. So having the Sphere-X go up the next night was a great victory. And it's good. And we need these. We need to keep telling ourselves that there are some things that we can do with fair amount of success. So that was good. So then the next day we were doing a manned launch. Yeah. Yesterday, like 6:48, I think was the posted time that SpaceX was going to put a crewed liftoff to the space station. It's part of this rescue for old Butch and Sonny, right? I'm surprised these two don't have like a YouTube channel or maybe they do. Maybe they do and it's just not popular. I don't know. Butch and Sonny, Sunni? Am I fucking racist? She's Indian, right? Is it Sunni? No, that's not. Now I am racist. Sunni isn't Indian or Hindu. Sunni is Middle East. Those are different people. Why are you getting? Because they're kind of the same. No, they're not. They're not the same. Is it Sunny? Let's go with Sunny. Sonny and Butch are the two astronauts that have been stuck up there since 1996. Yeah, we put them up there in 1996. They were riding the back of a space shuttle, and we dropped them off. We forgot about them. And no, they've been up there since June of last year. They went up in Jeff Bezos' piece of shit, the old Blue Origin. They got up there like, yeah, we got this badass new Blue Origin. Woo! Bezos is like, fuck you, Elon. My new space sports car is going to be able to deliver astronauts to and fro the space station with ease. And they did it. It was great. And they got up there and it was awesome. And then they went in the space station and they had tea. And then they were like, all right, space station, we did it. We're going back home now. And they got in their spacecraft, the Jeff Bezos super space car. And it wouldn't start. This was June. This was June of last year. June, a year ago. Don't you gotta flood it. Great. Now you've drained the battery. So that's what happened up there at the ISS with old Butch and Sonny. And they couldn't come back to cart the fucking Bezos' thing. It's a one trick, literally a one trip pony. It wouldn't, so now it's there. It's like, I just gotta imagine, this is how I picture it. I don't know what it looks like, but I pictured a space station, right? And then I picture the Blue Origin Jeff Bezos sports car kind of like tethered to it, like a fucking old abandoned jet ski, you know, and it's just kind of like, anyway, that's how I like to picture it. So Butch and Suni, they got to live there now. They've been there. And remember, it first started in June and they were like, hey, we got a problem here. We can't get them back. They're going to have to stay there a while. And people were like, well, how long? And they're like, yeah, probably a week or two. And everybody's like, wow, okay, well, we're going to get a rescue mission. And then like a week or two later, they're like, yeah, okay, so it's going to take a little bit longer. Enter Elon Musk. And that's when Elon Musk got involved. And he's like, hey, me and my love for MAGA can rescue them. And all we need is, and so he said he could do it. And that was set for October, I think it was, the October thing. But then it turned out very quickly on that the survival suits, the life support systems designed for the SpaceX guys, it's not the same as the Blue Origin, and they're incompatible because these billionaires don't talk. Kind of like the CIA and the DEI and the FBI, they don't talk. So Elon's rescue, I could do it easy. Elon's rescue didn't work because of spacesuits. Then they just came out and told us. They're like, look, here's the deal. They're going to be there until November. November is the window. And we were like, wow, these fucking people, they expected to be in space for like 48 hours. They've been up there since June. And now it's October. And they're saying late November. And then, of course, they tell us, we got some bad news. It's probably not going to be till 2025. And when we say 2025, we don't mean January. We mean like maybe March. So this is the month that we were told back in November was when we were going to be able to send a crew up. And here we go. So that's what yesterday was. Okay, so y'all caught up. So that's what yesterday was. So yesterday we were just sending them up. They all got in the there's like four of them. There's like a pilot and a co-pilot, and then there's like two mission specialists. Yeah, they're foreigners. They're like one's from France, one's from Japan or something. Yeah. But the two SpaceX pilots, I might add, couple of DEI broads flying that thing. The captain, DEI broad. Co-pilot, DEI broad. I think they got chick names. That's what I'm going with. I thought that was funny though. I'm like, wait, these are DEI broads. Because as I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, DEI is every job that goes to someone that's not a middle-aged white man. Do I have that right? Everything that isn't currently being done by a 55-year-old white guy, everything that isn't being done by a 55-year-old white guy, that's DEI, right? And that's bad? So yeah, two chick astronauts. What's going on, Elon? What's that about? All right, so Elon's got his crew, and they're getting ready. They're going to go up, and they didn't go. Not because of weather, not because of it. They didn't go. Of course the mission got scrubbed. Why? Because we fucking suck at this. We're not good at it yet. We're not good at it yet. Somebody was, I was talking to somebody. I posted something yesterday afternoon about this launch. I said, okay. I mean, it hasn't been going great for Elon lately. We're coming off the Sphere X. That was great yesterday. But today he's launching humans. This is not in my thought on the post was, it ain't been a great week for Elon. Let's hope he doesn't lose a crew full of astronauts tonight. Okay. So that was basically my post because that's what I was really thinking. And then, all you smarties, you all started hitting me with, this is fairly routine. They go back and forth with it. This is routine. You're so cute. None of this shit is routine, man. None of this shit is routine. They can't just launch. You can't ever, 1,000,001 things have to be operating at 101% effectiveness, or else they will fucking cancel this shit. You know why? Because we don't know what we're doing, really. We're just figuring it all out. So, of course, it got canceled. Good. And the DEI astronauts, they had to get out and unplug and all that kind of stuff. And now they're saying, what are they saying? Because we're so good at this. Because Elon, I'll just put a crew up. I could save them. I could have saved them back. No, you couldn't. You fucking lying piece of shit. You can't even launch with effectiveness. You can't. Every time you can't just launch. But he'll make you think that he's a master of the world. Here's the latest. What is the latest on this? Musk's SpaceX Axis rescue attempt of astronauts that he claims Biden left in space. Oh, yeah, that's right, Biden, because you could have gone and got him at any point if Biden left him in space. Come on, man. I'm not a big Biden fan. You guys know that, but that's bullshit. But yes, Biden was walking around the Oval Office going, how do I anger Musk? I will leave the astronauts in space. Fuck you. The astronauts were left in space because we can't get them back easily. We can't just do this shit. But Musk and Trump knows that most people, they don't really have any thoughts on what we can truly do with spacecraft. They know we went to the moon 50 years ago. They figure we're way better than that now. They've seen Star Trek and Star Wars. They got unreal expectations. So people like Musk and Trump can go around and peddle bullshit to the fucking inbreds that Biden purposely stranded them there. Yeah, okay, fuckers. This is who you voted for. This is who you entrust with the national house keys. Are you fucking kidding? Anyway, Musk's SpaceX axes the rescue mission of astronauts that he said Biden left in space. Elon Musk suffered another embarrassing setback after NASA and SpaceX scrubbed a pre-planned rescue mission of 2 stranded astronauts just before launch. The Dragon spacecraft was expected to lift off at 7:48 Eastern from a launch complex at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The team consisted of astronauts Anne McClain and Nicole Ayers as the commander and pilot, respectively. DEI alert! DEI alert! DEI alert! What's Musk doing? Why doesn't Musk have only white, middle-aged, fat, Sean Hannity listening astronauts? That's what he should have. Because everybody else doesn't deserve their job because they didn't earn it effectively, because obviously if we were just giving it to the best, it would always be a middle-aged white man. All right, I'm done. Oh, do we have the picture of the S? There they are. Look at these. Look, you know what? It didn't go up. It was a hydrogen leak. They discovered a hydrogen leak, which would have absolutely made the whole thing go boom. So had they just gone up without the hydrogen link, yes, all of these people would be dead. DEI hires and all. They would all be dead. There they are. Look at them. Bunch of women. Really, Musk? We're sending women to space? That's a man's job. No woman's ever been on the moon, right? Yeah. Let's keep it that way. What do you say? All right, what else do we have? SpaceX. Oh, here's some bullshit. You want to see some bullshit? You want to get yourself angry? You want to talk about So this happened. This comes from my friend Radio Dallas there on Blue Sky. Follow him on Blue Sky. He sends me all kinds of great stories, but he sent me this one. A bunch of kids. Here, we'll show you this picture because I got theories. I got theories on this one. All right, so let's. So 5 men were arrested and charged with. I don't know, disorderly conduct. I don't know, it probably says, what do you mean? I don't know. I've got the story in front of me. I could just read it. Ugh. Is that good, Jamie? Jamie, is this the right story? Jamie, everybody, my producer who I stole from Joe Rogan. Jamie, thank you, Jamie. All right, look at these dudes. All right, here you go. All right, there they are. Look at them. Look at it. I particularly enjoy the dude on the far right. With the he was kind of looks like Tupac wearing a Pam Anderson wig. That's kind of a really cool look. Here's the story. All right, let's talk about what happened here. So these dudes were essentially arrested in Memphis. 5 dudes arrested in Memphis for perpetrating the great American tradition of the Chinese fire drill. The fire drill. We've all done the Chinese fire drill. But I want to leave the picture up because I'll read you the story and then I'll explain what I think is going on here. All right. Here's what I think is going on. Dateline, Memphis, Tennessee. 5 people were arrested Monday night after police say they blocked the downtown intersection with their dancing. Police said they saw a 2016 Chevy Malibu stopped at a green light at South 2nd Street and Union Avenue and spotted 4 men twerking around the car and 1 man dancing on the hood. Mikkel Sanders, 18, Rashawn Bryant, 22, Jordan Smith, 19. What the fuck kind of name is Mandre apostrophe capital C-O. What the fuck kind of name is that? Mandre, capital M-A-N-D-R-E apostrophe capital C, letter O, last name Mays. As the first name, 18-year-old Mondraco Mays. Oh, when you say it like that, sounds like a first-round draft pick. Mandraco Mays, 18, and Desmond Sudbury, 18, were all charged with obstructing a highway or a passageway. Okay, so here's what happened here. And we got the picture up. You're looking at these dudes. These dudes did a Chinese fire drill. Is that racist? Probably. I don't care. It's China. Fucked up. Chinese food. What do you want from us? Chinese food is great. We love this country. We love Chinese food. As long as you keep making egg rolls, you're good with us. But the people you left behind over there, fuck them. That's what I say. All right. Chinese fire drill. I don't know what the origin of Chinese fire drill is, but I know it's racist. It's got to be. A Chinese fire drill is something that we've been doing in this country since the 1920s, since the jalopy was roaring down our city streets. Hometown USA. You come to a stop sign, a stoplight, or whatever it is, and everybody gets out of the car. A couple of different ways you can do this. You can run around the car while screaming and yelling. That's fine. Or you can get out of the car and dance. Wherever you are, just start busting a move. This usually needs to be accompanied by a good song on the radio that has been being cranked. When you get back in the car, light changes, you drive off. It's a Chinese fire drill. Everybody does it. There was one depicted in the opening sequence to Happy Days, the television show in the 1970s. They all did a Chinese fire drill. I myself have participated in Chinese fire drills. That's what these dudes were doing. In Memphis, in the middle of the night. Here's what I think was happening. I think they ran into a Memphis cop, and I think these guys are super gay. I think that's why they got arrested for it. I think these guys are super flamboyant, and we're having a really good time. I mean, look at them. One of them, they were twerking. First of all, they were men. They are men who were twerking. Right? They are men. I mean, and look, if you're wondering, what kind of men are they? You know, I mean, are they like wrestling? Are they gear guys? Are they tearing down a 57 Chevy? Well, I think you just look at them. You can see the kind of men they are. They're the kind of men with wildly colored hair. They're the kind of men who twerk in an intersection. So, you know, probably good dudes all. Fun people. You know, you want them at the party. and then can't wait for them to leave because they're exhausting. But that's who these guys are. And I think that a cop, because nobody gets arrested for Chinese fire drills. And by the way, one of them had like a warrant from another county on, something like didn't show up for court, something like that, right? So there was like one little thing, but it's not like they found guns and drugs and all kinds of stuff. Nah, these are a bunch of black gay dudes in Memphis who got out of their car, started twerking, having fun, and a cop went, "Look at these faggots," beep, and pulled them over. That's what I think happened. And now they're in jail for twerking. But look at them; they were having fun. I like the guy on the right because these are all their mug shots. Like the guy on the far right with the blonde hair, that's his mugshot. Look at his face. He's embarrassed. He's like, this didn't need to go this way. Why did this go this way? The guy on the far left, he's still probably peeking from ecstasy. He's got a little bit of a smile. He's like, I like the bright lights in the police station. All right, so there you have it. So that happened. That happened in Memphis. I think they just ran across a cop who doesn't like super gay guys. Maybe because it's Memphis. Maybe he was one of them cops who doesn't like super gay guys, and also at the same time, isn't really fond of black people traditionally. White guys in Memphis, just saying. Anyway, here, watch this. All right, so we got a couple. I want to show you. I found a couple of good examples of real Chinese fire drills that did not lead to the arrest of the perpetrators. Okay, here you go. Here's one. This one is titled "Extreme Chinese Fire Drill." Let's see why this is so extreme. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, let's put it. Light is still green. It's the red. Oh, with plenty of time to spare. See, that's not how you do it. You gotta play it with the rifle. It's not perfectly executed. I mean, I get it. It looks good. It's shot well. But your actions outside the car are supposed to be designed so that you get right back in the car and the doors close just as it's going from red to green. You disrupt no one. That's the whole point of a perfectly executed Chinese fire drill. Here's another one. This is one. This is one. These dudes worked on this. These people, they even got a practice video that we'll see. Check this out. Here's another Chinese fire drill. I think this looks like, is this England maybe? This looks like England. I'm not sure. All right, here you go. Let's watch these guys. These guys are good. All right, so they're practicing. What are they using? Stoplights or stop signs? Stoplights. That they're switching cars. Oh my God, I've never seen this before. Back in, light changes, it's green. Look at that. Oh no, wait, it's still not green. The time's important. All right, there you go. Your example of some Chinese fire drills. Come on, man. Look, that's a litmus test. That is a social litmus test on who you are and whether or not you need to make some changes. If you're sitting in traffic and a couple of cars up, you see a bunch of kids doing that, okay? If your reaction is, look at these fucking assholes, you're a problem. You're a fucking problem. If your reaction is anything other than, goddamn kids, I liked it when I was a kid too. Look at them. And if your reaction is, let's light them up and put them in handcuffs and arrest them, yeah, you're a dick. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just kids being kids. Good for them. That's fun. Anyway, Chinese fire drills. What happened with the chat? Did we lose some of the chat here? I'm not sure. Well, I do see that we've lost half the audience since we had to restart the show. That sucks, monkey butt. All right, what do we got here? The arrested for the Chinese fire drill. Oh, yeah, okay, so here's a quick one for you. Greenland. Remember Greenland? They want to be America. Greenland. We're going to buy Greenland, which, actually, if it was something that they were into, would not be a terrible thing. I don't think it's terrible. Buy it as a territory. It's really strategic. It's good. And it's probably there might be shit there that's worth something. So we could probably just pick it up for like a steal of a price. And so I wouldn't be against that. But again, not interested in conquering Greenland and just taking it from a bunch of Eskimos or whoever the fuck is living up there. I don't know. There's like 57,000 people. 57,000 people in Greenland. They voted yesterday. They had an election. It was their normal election. Okay, it wasn't like a special election. Do we love Trump? Yeah, it wasn't that. But there was a question on the ballot about, this question that's been thrown out. Whether or not Greenland, do you want to become American? And no, they resoundingly said, fuck that. No, we're good with where we are. We don't. Greenlanders voted to rebuff President Trump's bid to control their icebound, mineral-rich island and to restore calm after a tumultuous few weeks dominated by the U.S. leaders' covetous comments. Voters on the islands, the population of 57,000, gave first place to Democrat, but you should see how they spell it in Greenland. Demokra tit. Democratit. Democratit. And again, it only sounds like Democrat. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what the Democratit party in Greenland stands for. 57,000 voters gave first place to those people. They're a center pro-business party that has never held power, but is strongly opposed to an American takeover of the self-governing territory. Okay, so they're just a bunch of businessmen. They're a bunch of non-political, centrist businessmen. All right, so there you go. So we're gonna have to kick their ass, I guess. I guess that's what they're leaving us with. We decide so much that we'd like you to become part of our family. You leave us no choice. We're gonna have to kick your ass. We're gonna invade with the Tampa Police Department. That's what we're gonna send the Tampa. What is it? 57,000 people in Greenland. Like we wouldn't need to send our army, right? Gotta believe, the Miami-Dade County Fire Department could probably be sent to Greenland and take over within a week or two. Just using hoses. Here's a story that I wanted to talk about because I thought this was interesting. And it was a big, big story that we all talked about for months and months, especially sports radio is talking about it. The burglaries, the sports burglaries. People were getting their homes robbed while they were playing on Monday Night Football. And basketball players were, Instagramming how they're going to Italy for a week and they're coming back to find their Wisconsin lake home ransacked. A bunch of Milwaukee Bucks got robbed. Who else? Famously, Joe Burrow got robbed while he was playing a Monday Night Football game here in Dallas. Travis Kelce, a whole bunch of them. It was a big deal. Everybody was concerned. Oh, they're robbing pro athletes from coast to coast. And then they caught them. And then, nobody said anything. It's like nobody said anything. Dude, I read the newspapers every day. Every single day, I go over everything. What did this happen on a Saturday? How did this get past me? Why wasn't it a bigger story? Why is it, look, for months, all the cable news channels did stories about pro athletes are being robbed. And, it was a very ratings-grabbing kind of story. I didn't see one story about how it's over and how they caught these guys. Well, they did. They did. Turns out they're of course, they're foreigners. Got to be foreigners working in conjunction. So it's a bunch of foreigners. It's like a foreigner. It's an armed foreigner burglary gang from, I don't know, Central America or something like that. But they're working in conjunction with the Russian mob. There's the Russians again. All they do is contribute well. The Russian mob operating jewelry fencing stores in Manhattan. So uncut gems. So this is, that's who was behind these burglaries. The Russian mob using Manhattan jewelers as fences were hiring and paying Central American. By the way, they're all here illegal. Does that matter? They're armed robbers. We caught them. We're not going to set them free, are we? So that's what was going on. So it was like a Central American gang who was being sort of encouraged to do this by the Russian mafia, who was then taking the loot that the Central American gangs were stealing from pro athletes and fencing them through Manhattan jewelers. Fuck. That's not an easy word. Stop acting like it is. You know it's not. All right, here's what I got for you. So this happened on January 8th. On January 8th, license plate readers and cell phone locations placed a couple of names here of the guys who were arrested. Cabello and Morales at a La Quinta Hotel up north in Ohio outside of Dayton. So they'd had leads, like the FBI had leads, but they had figured out that these two dudes, these two guys, Cabello and Morales, they were up to something. So they started following these guys around the country. Cabello and Morales were staying at a La Quinta in North Ohio, outside Dayton. On January 10th, two plainclothes cops camped outside the La Quinta, watched four men carrying high-end luggage into a black Chevy Blazer. Cell phone data confirmed these were the guys law enforcement were looking for. Ohio State Highway Patrol followed the Blazer on Route I-70. Following a lane violation, the troopers pulled it over at 1:50 p.m. You know it was a bullshit lane violation. You know they didn't do it. They were looking, of course. Body cam footage memorialized the traffic stop. The black Chevy Blazer carried four men, Cabello and Morales, along with Jordan Sanchez and Alexander Chavez. All right, so four guys. Chavez had a New York state license. The other men presented the officer with fakes from Venezuela and Argentina. All four had either overstayed their U.S. visas or were otherwise in the country illegally. Authorities would later say, sitting in the front passenger seat, Morales, I love this. This is the guy who had just robbed Joe Burrow's house. Sitting in the front seat was Morales, wearing a pom-pommed Bengals winter hat. He's wearing a Cincinnati Bengals like winter hat. Probably stole it from Joe Burrow. He's wearing Joe Burrow shit while he's getting arrested. In the front seat, he was wearing a pom-pommed Bengals hat and big, humorous glasses. The men appeared immediately suspicious when they couldn't answer basic questions from the trooper, like, where are you going? And where are you coming from? When one of them said they were headed to Orlando, the officer told them, you're going the wrong way. Orlando's in the other direction. In their affidavit, the FBI said that when questioned at the Clark County Sheriff's Office, the suspects provided no alibis or explanations. Sanchez and Cabello claimed that they were in Ohio to see the snow, though Chavez admitted to buying the punch hole tool that is used to break glass for burglars. So apparently they found burglary tools. He wouldn't give a reason as to why he had purchased it. Meanwhile, searches of the suspects' mobile devices, here we go, mother load time. We still don't know. We're like, are these the guys? I don't know. They got burglary tools, but we don't have much else. Hey, let's crack open their photo gallery. Let's see what these idiots have taken pictures of. All right, here we go. All right, let's see here. It was after searches of the suspect's mobile devices yielded a mother load. Numerous photos of the men chilling in Joe Burrow's bedroom, ransacking his closet and wearing his clothes. Also, pictures of them smoking and rolling joints on Joe Burrow's bed. Here's what's fun about that. Oh, they also took, here's some of the most expensive stuff they took. They took a big Joe Burrow, like a number diamond necklace. They took a giant pot leaf necklace, and they took like an LSU necklace, the gold, diamonds, all that shit, super expensive. Those were like the most expensive things so got it. Something for the Bengals with his name and number, a weed leaf, and something from LSU. Then there's pictures of these guys breaking into Joe Burrow's room, laying on his bed, smoking weed while wearing his clothes. Joe Burrow's a pothead, y'all. Joe Burrow, that wasn't their weed. In the middle of robbing, they didn't go, hey guys, let's take a break and smoke some weed that I brought. That's not how burglaries work, okay? No, these dudes were ransacking the house and found Joe Burrow's stash of weed. Started rolling some on his bed. That's what happened. That's so funny. But these numbskulls, these idiots are like, hey, take a picture of me rolling a joint on Joe Burrow's bed, wearing his Joe Burrow hat or whatever. All right. On February 4th, 2025, the FBI agents raided a New York City Diamond District pawn shop. They arrested a Georgian national named Dmitry Nemetsky. He was 43. And another suspect, Juan Villar, 48. Yeah, those are probably the two dudes. Like Juan Villar is probably in charge of the gang that's out there robbing everybody. And then you've got, the Russian dude. He's probably fencing this shit. All right, so that's it. So it looks like they busted this diamond exchange place in New York, and they got the two leaders, Dmitry Nemetsky and Juan Villar. They were busted for allegedly running a fencing operation with the South American something gang, including the specific robberies that have been linked to Burrow, Mahomes, and Kelsey. So they know these are the guys that at least did. They're not saying it's everybody else, and maybe there were some copycats, but they're saying as far as the ones that they know now or believe now to have been directly connected, Joe Burrow, Travis Kelsey, and Patrick Mahomes. And that's these guys. From February 2022 to 2024, an undercover investigator facilitated the controlled sale of allegedly stolen luxury items to Nizinski and Villar, according to prosecutors. So these two dudes who were fencing the stuff that was stolen from their New York City jewelry store, starting in 2022, they had been unknowingly working with an FBI agent who was continually fencing stuff, proving that they do fence stuff. So this undercover FBI agent would come in. He's like, I got this stolen watch. Can you fence? And they were. So they know these guys are doing that. From 2022 to 2024, an undercover investigation facilitated the controlled sale of allegedly stolen items to Nizinski and Villar, according to prosecutors. Phone records and video evidence tied to Nizinski and to at least two members of the Ohio robbery gang that allegedly ripped off Burrow. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now it's all just stuff. $5 million. They've recovered $5 million worth of stolen pro athlete swag. There you have it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe just a blind spot for me. But did you guys know that they arrested people and that it was no longer a thing that athletes were being robbed? I mean, I'm sure they are, but you know what I mean. There was a trend. It was a thing. We're living in the era where pro athletes' homes are being broken into when they play. Like that was a time we just came through. Did you know it was over? I didn't. It is. Apparently. All right, what else do we got here? It's already 3:00. I feel like Le'Veon Bell. Let's talk about this. Let's do a little football. Le'Veon Bell, man. The fuck, dude. Remember him? Football player? Yeah. Wasn't he the guy who refused to play for the Steelers and then he went to the Jets and he was like kind of right? But he was good, right? He had like 2 or 3 good years, probably had to capitalize. That's how running backs got to do, man. They got to capitalize. If the timing lines up, you got to capitalize on just one contract. You're going to get one good contract. You better hope everything lines up. Because other than that, running backs are just like, you'll get a 1-year deal, $2.5 million. After like 10 years in the league. And I guess that's good work if you can still do it, but it's disrespectful. I was raised in the era of the running back, okay? I was raised in the Tony Dorsett, Walter Payton, Billy Sims, Earl Campbell, Franco Harris. That's the shit. Anyway, Le'Veon Bell has been ordered by a judge to pay $25 million to his cousin. Why? Why has he got to pay his cousin $25 million? Because apparently he raped her when she was a child. Le'Veon Bell? The fuck, man? All right, here's the story. A court ordered retired NFL. Okay, I get it. A court ordered retired NFL star Le'Veon Bell to pay $25 million to a family member who accuses him of raping her when she was a young 6-year-old. I don't think you needed young. He's 6-year-old. When she was a 6-year-old, that's fine. You have to say a young 6-year-old. She's a very mature 6-year-old. Very mature. Chain smokes Virginia Slims. She does. A court ordered retired NFL star Le'Veon Bell to pay $25 million to a family member who accused him of raping her when she was a young 6-year-old. According to the lawsuit filed in Franklin County, Ohio, a woman named Jada Bell, same last name, so it must be true. Jada Bell claimed to be the cousin of Le'Veon and accused him of being a non-consensual, incestuous. All right, she said he was in a non-consensual. He raped her and it was incest. All right, fuck. You know what? I can't. Whatever, judge. This isn't criminal. It should be. It should be. Maybe they got evidence. I don't know. It's civil. 25. He ain't got 20. Le'Veon Bell ain't got 25 million. Sorry, he ain't got 25 million. Le'Veon Bell probably is very overexpended. I bet he's got a house that costs $5 million. But he ain't bringing anything in. He certainly ain't getting any new work. Not with these, recent court ruling and all. I don't know. He ain't got 25 million though. I'll tell you that. What a gross story. What an absolutely gross story. All right, let's end today's show with another look at the latest in NFL free agency, huh? Cowboys got a couple of linebackers. I don't know. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Sorry. Who you got? Borghese? Who's your linebacker? Cowboy fans. Is it Dave Borghese? I believe it is, right? He's Fluce's guy. Borghese's awesome. Borghese's a great. Look, man, let me tell you something. As a guy who just suffered through Matt Eberflus trying to figure out if he can do the head coaching thing or not, you would think I would have very little tolerance for the man. But Matt Eberflus, he can game up a defense, brother. He can do shit with defense. He was great at defense. Our problem in Chicago wasn't defense. It was him letting the clock expire when we could have kicked a game-winning field goal in front of a national audience against Detroit on Thanksgiving Day because he forgot that he had a timeout. Call the timeout, coach. Why isn't he calling the timeout? All right, so he's not a head coach. But Eberflus is a good defensive mind. He's a very good defensive mind, and you play the cards right, and I think he gets it. He's not a head coach. He's a little dopey for that. He's not great. But, man, he's a defense nerd. And his boy, Dave Borghese, his linebackers coach, who I believe he came with. Look, man, you guys picked up some linebackers. And all I'm telling you is that you are in good hands. If these guys are going to – let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about one of the linebackers that you got, okay? Got a kid by the name of Jack Sanborn. Good old number 57. My son and I, my son's like, oh, Sanborn, baby. So glad we get to still root for Sanborn. Yeah. Sanborn's awesome. You guys are going to love Jack Sanborn. Let me tell you about Jack Sanborn, okay? Don't be, look, here's what out of town, I get it. Out of town stupid is going to be like, why he's an undrafted linebacker from Wisconsin. He played in X amount of games. He's not even a starter. Fuck you, out of town stupid. Jack Sanborn is a stud. He is a great addition to any team. He's a very good player. There, I said it, and you'll see it. You'll see it. Dave Borghese got some shit out of this dude, and Eberflus believed in him. Jack Sanborn was an undrafted free agent rookie out of the University of Wisconsin who got absolutely no looks from any other team, but because he grew up in the Chicago suburbs, he was like, I'd really like to try and walk on with the Bears. Jack Sanborn. What's he going to do? He's going to replace Roquan Smith? A chance in fucking hell. But whatever, he's Jack Sanborn. He shows up, he works hard every day. Lo and behold, the Bears, they trade Roquan Smith. Roquan's gone. So season starts, and guess who gets to start at linebacker? Guess who's got to replace? Big shoes. Roquan was great. I'd argue that he's the best linebacker in football, but okay. Jack Sanborn, undrafted local kid, undrafted rookie from Wisconsin, has to come in. Everybody's talking about, we're going to suck because we got rid of Roquan. And we got to get this. Who's this guy? Nobody likes this guy. 2 fucking sacks. 2 sacks in his first game. Goes on to look, all I'm telling you is Jack Sanborn is a player. And all the experts were like, nah, don't draft him. If you redrafted that, Jack Sanborn's going in the 2nd round. Possibly in the late 1st, based on potential alone, potential that we've seen. So Jackson, my son said this, my 15-year-old son said this a couple of weeks ago when the Bears, or maybe it was about a week ago, when the Bears tendered Jack Sanborn. We were very upset by this because he's a very popular player in Chicago. But my son said, he goes, I think it's going to be okay because I think he's going to end up with the Cowboys. And I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. And here we are. Cowboys. Eberflus knows. Eberflus is like, no, this kid's got a monster motor. He's got that like crazy white farm boy middle linebacker kind of thing. Think of Sean Lee, think of who was the, all of the guys. He's going to fit in great. Jack Sanborn is great. All right. So Cowboys, after doing absolutely nothing, look, he's going to wear 57. I don't know. Is that like a sanctified number in Dallas? Because I like Mason and my kids. He's like, I want a Cowboys Sanborn 57. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be 57. Jack doesn't have that kind of stroke. Jack doesn't just get his number. Jack's probably just going to get whatever number. But we're going to love him. I'm telling you, you're going to love this player. Chicago loved him. Terrific. Hard driving player. All right, let's see. So what else is happening in free agency? Any other big deals? Let me see. Okay, what's the latest? We talked about all of this. DK Metcalf to the Steelers, Geno Smith to the Raiders. These are all the big ones. What else do we have? Did Aaron Rodgers sign? I feel like I should know that, right? Aaron Rodgers sign? Okay, nothing. Okay, nothing. Bunch of offensive linemen being re-signed. What number is Sam Darnold going to wear, and why do we care? There's like a special tweet. Seahawks reveal Sam Darnold's number. I don't fucking care. I'll see it when I see it. I don't need to fucking. Let's see. Nope. Jake Hummel goes from the Rams to the Ravens. Chargers are adding former Cardinals defensive tackle Naquan Jones. The Eagles are signing tight end Harrison Bryant to a 1-year deal. New Bills defensive end Joey Bosa. He's quoted here in his Bills introductory press conference as saying, I'm getting old. I'm ready to win. Yeah, I don't hear that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that's popping up. That's it. I got nothing else. I don't know. There's probably some big news, but Frank is absolutely dominating the chat room right now. Look at him. Every single post is Frank. Bam, bam, bam. All right, guys, that's going to do it. One more time, I want to thank our fantastic executive producer, my good friend, my good old buddy there, our correspondent in the cornfields, the lovely and always appreciated Jeff was our executive producer today. Who's going to be tomorrow's executive producer? Huh? By the way, still like my idea, $50 live reads. You tip $50, I'll do a full minute on how awesome you are. $50, I'll go look around your Facebook page and I'll talk about your wife, talk about your kids. Yeah, you kidding me? Just consider it like a commercial, doing a commercial for you and how awesome you are. All right. Don't forget, you can always tip the show. Cash App, Venmo, all that good stuff. No, you're awesome, Al. You are awesome. Sorry about today's. I know it was like kind of like jacked up because we did half and then the internet went out and then I came back and we did again. How about a big round of applause for Lady Liberty hanging and banging the whole show? Unlike that meddlesome eagle who like in the middle of like the stream will go, I'm getting out of here. And then it'll be something else like flowers or something stupid. How about it? Let's hear it for Lady Liberty. Always comes through in a pinch. All right, you guys are awesome. I love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow, right? Noonish, right? We'll do that. Okay, you rock. Bye.